So, good afternoon, one and all present here. So, thank you for joining with us on this occasion. So, without further ado, let's start. If you have any doubts and clarifications, please post it on chat box. We will reply. So, let's start with today's agenda. So, we will be going over through a short introduction about us, VEGS, and then we will go over through the new features and enhancements of SolidWorks 2025, followed by the enhancements in parts and the sheet metal and weldment interfaces. So, followed by assembly and drawings, and then we will summarize it all. So, let's start. So, VEGS or certified SolidWorks resellers, we have been providing design and FEA solutions for past 3 decades. So we have been in the market since 1993. So we have implemented PDM and PLM software solutions to many of our customers. So we have our office on Chennai, Coimbatore and Trichy. So Chennai is our headquarters. So we are one of the leading SolidWorks solution providers in Chennai. So we have 140 plus employees strength with 1,500 customers. So we have affiliations with ZA India, IMTMA, IPI, MMA, etc. So we have consistent growth of rupees 42 crores. So every annum. So these are our teams. We have separate team for our reselling software solutions, and we have our own development team. So we are partnering with Dassault Systems for reselling of SolidWorks in southern region of India. So we do engineering services, which includes product design and development, the design validation, so value engineering and software customization. We are also, as stated before, authorized reseller of SolidWorks. We sell SolidWorks solutions and logo press. So we also do technology trainings. So we serve totally 11 verticals, which includes home and lifestyle, aerospace and defense, transportation and mobility. So these are products. We have products from conceptual design up to your document inspection documentation. We have products for every phase in your industrial process. So let's start with today's session. So we all know about SolidWorks. So the SolidWorks team has been providing consistently with enhancements and new features every year as per the request of 3 million users all around the globe. So this year there are a few enhancements and few new features in SolidWorks 3D CAD. We will see about that. So over 200 enhancements and performance updates has been delivered throughout the last year. So there are new features added to SolidWorks 2025. I will explain you in upcoming session that. So let's start with parts. So the first feature we are going to see is a new orientation, which is ZF orientation. We all know we have the y-axis of orientation in SolidWorks for so many years. In order, if we want the ZF orientation, we have to change the orientation manually and set it as a template before. Now that additional step is no more required, as we can able to simply use ZF orientation on our newly created parts, assemblies and drawing. Also on our existing parts and assemblies, we can simply able to switch the orientation for our use cases. This will be very much helpful in our downstream workflows. So this is our first enhancement. The very second enhancement came in form of sill out D feature. So users who have used SolidWorks may know about the D feature operation we have in SolidWorks. So we have two options in that. One is to simplify the existing geometry, and the second one is to create sill out D feature. This sill out D feature has some improvements over the past year. So we can able to choose our geometry, and we can able to create sill out based on different bounding box, like bounding box, cylindrical bounding box, normal bounding box, etc. We can able to create silhouettes based on tight fit polygon like that. So this will be very much useful in retaining the performance with maximum efficiency while using SolidWorks. So with few simple steps, we can able to create silhouettes or defeature any complex component into a simple component for our assembly use cases. So the next enhancement is in the evaluation tab. So in measure tool, we can able to measure the silhouetted area. So all we have to do is to select the parts complex faces, and we have to project that faces on an determined plane. So we can use the existing planes to calculate the overall projected area of that particular part. This will be very much useful when we are trying to take the developmental area of that particular part. So as we see here, we can able to easily measure the projected area using evaluate tool. So the next enhancement has came in form of graphical triangle and face count. We can able to determine the model complexity and that impact that model creates on the assembly in performance session. So we can also able to optimize that performance further by obtaining smooth and variable size fillets. So we can able to create smooth variable size fillets across our parts. So as we see in our evaluate tab, we can able to determine the face count and graphical triangle counts of the particular part. We can able to reduce that in order to gain more efficiency while using SolidWorks. So as we do, we can able to see live here that the graphical count, triangle count has been changed. So this will be a major impact in your performance side of things. So we can able to further fine tune it by creating smooth variable size fillets. We have extra option to create smooth and variable size fillets. So we can able to create that. So we can also check the smoothness of the particular part. So as you see, the graphical triangle count has been drastically reduced here. So the next feature that has been included is auto repair sketch relations and dimensions. So here, if we see, we got the feature that is useful on assemblies that we can able to repair the mates. So similar to that, if we have any dangling dimensions or wrong dimensions in here, we can able to simply repair that particular dimension. So we have to do is simply select the sketch and select that entity. So we can able to see what's wrong in that dialog box, and we can able to track down that exact defected area. So we can able to simply transfer that particular entity to a different place or repair that entity all along. So we have the option to repair the dimensions, or else we can use display and delete relation tab to replace all the repair, missing or dangling dimensions. So other features that includes convert your mesh body to standard BREP, and we can also import 3MF BM lattice as parasolid lattice, graphics and wireframe lattice. So these can also be converted into mesh geometry. So we can also now be able to pattern the reference geometry. So if we can only pattern the existing features or sketches in previous versions, now we can able to pattern the reference geometry for maximizing your workflow. So there are enhancements in the feature of move and copy body. So we can able to translate and rotate, as we all know. That feature now supports equations and configurations. You can use your own equations and configurations in order to use that move and copy body feature. So we can also use curve through XYZ points. We can able to create multiple curves based on the XYZ locations we can enter. So we can simply reload it by clicking the reload button. So you can also convert your existing entities into construction entities. So the cosmetic thread performance of the SolidWorks 2025 has been also improved compared to the SolidWorks 2024. As we know, we have the fillet selection accelerator. We got it on SolidWorks 2024. Now we have the chamfer selection accelerator, which can helps you to select multiple edges very quickly, and you can spend less time on detailing the actual component and more time on the actual design. So these are all the few important enhancements we are seeing in the part area. So now let's go to the sheet metal and weldment interfaces. So we can able to copy the existing cut list. So this will majorly result in saving your time. So if you have existing properties in your cut list, you can easily able to copy it and use it on multiple cut list items. As we see here, we can able to copy the existing properties, or we can able to create your new properties and able to copy it all within few clicks. So we can able to simply copy to all other cut list items, or we can simply select which are all the cut list items we have to copy this particular property. This will be very much useful when we create the sheet metal or weldment components here. So this will help you to save your modeling time. So, and also we have a new feature that is added to the SolidWorks 2025 sheet metal environment, that is bend notches. So in order to provide a better visual representations, we can able to create visible marks across the bend. So this helps operators to view the bends very easily. As we see here, we can able to flatten the existing sheet metal part, and based on the bending lines we can able to create bend notches, and there are measurements for that bend notches too. So we can able to choose the type of the bend notches, and we can able to create bend notches on different measurements. This will be helpful, as I stated before, this will be helpful for a better visual representation. So as we all know, on SolidWorks 2024, we got the tab and slot as a new feature. So that feature has came with few enhancements. Now with the greater flexibility, you can able to control each sides of the tabs and slots. So we can create two different groups for your right hand side and your left hand side for better separation. So as we see here, we can able to create two different groups. So these two different groups can be modified as per our needs. So here, as we see, there are two different groups. So what I'm doing is I'm simply skipping the instance on one side, so we can have a better differentiation between the right side and the left side of that particular component. So this is also helpful in visual properties of that part. So to provide better visual capabilities, this feature is very much useful. So the another addition to that sheet metal environment is you can create now create multi-length edge flanges. So if we want to create multi-length edge flanges before in previous versions, we have to particularly select that particular edge, and we have to edit that separately for each and every edges. So that big step has been avoided or neglected here, as we can able to create multiple length edge flanges in one single feature. So simply you can able to differentiate the two edges, and we can able to determine the length of the two edges separately. This will very much helpful in your speeding up your workflow. So groove beats. So as we all know, we already have a feature called fillet beat that is very much useful in determining in showcasing visually the welded joints. So here In order to showcase the built join in between the components, the feature group bits is now available with the SolidWorks 2025. So as we know, all we have to do is to select that instances. So in that separate feature, so we can select two different space sets and we can simply use that group it feature, and also we can able to include the weld symbol. So now the weld symbol has supports for ISO 21000 series. So I will get to that later. So we also have the enhancements on weldment sites, such as allow protrusion on complex profiles. So other minor structure system improvements, such as you can able to pattern mirror a pattern structure system, or you can able to pattern a mirror structure system. So connection elements can also behave as trim members in SolidWorks 2025. So let's move to assemblies. So in assemblies, there are few enhancements. The first enhancements comes in performance evaluation. So if you use a large assembly, like more than 500 or 1000 plus components, this tool will very much come in handy to determine which component or which part consumes more performance or takes more time to load using this operation. So we can able to see the amount of graphics triangle, which component has highest graphic triangle and which component took maximum time to load inside the assembly. So we can able to see the graphical triangles, and we can able to open that particular component here itself. So we can able to open that particular component, and we can further simplify it for better performance of that particular assembly. So as we see here, we can able to determine that component, and we can able to open that component from the performance evaluation tab itself. So the next enhancement has came in the speed pack feature. So if you use speed pack feature, you all know the uh, usage of it. The simply speed pack is used to improve the performance of the large assemblies with essential components alone. The remaining components will be only retain the visual properties in SolidWorks assembly window. So we can able to increase or decrease the intensity of the speedback graphic circle. So here we can see we already have a separate speedback configuration here. So as we edit the speedback, we can able to see the important components we have chosen. So this ghost circle can be now controlled from your system options. So we can able to reduce or increase the intensity of your ghost circle. So in order for to obtain a better performance in your large assemblies. So this can be varied. So the next enhancement has came to the LDR. So large design review is a very useful feature for people who use large assemblies. If you want to open a large assembly within an instance, you can use large design review to instantly open in order to showcase that assembly to your higher officials or your customers. This will be very much useful in that particular scenario. So that LDR has now came with the enhancements. So you can perform certain operations, such as you can able to check the interference between components on LDR mode itself. You don't have to go back to resolve mode, or you don't have to go back to the particular, you don't have to change the particular part into resolve mode. All you have to do is you can simply check the interference between components on large design review mode itself. So this will be very much useful on your workflow on tight situations. So the next new feature that has been added to assembly is display state table. we all know the configurations, how the configurations are useful in SolidWorks part and assembly environment. So the display state table is a new addition to that. We can able to create different display states using this display state table. If your assembly has a different display configurations, such as, so if you want to uh, show a particular few particular parts or a sub-assembly for a particular drawing sheet, you can able to separate that based on your display state. As we see here, I've separated the entire assembly into different display states with the display state table. You can simply hide or show whatever the component you want here based on the display state, and you can able to create multiple display states all at once. So now we can able to group the components, group the documents while using the SolidWorks. This is applicable for all the part assembly and drawing environments. So if you are working on a particular drawing and you have the need to jump in between the drawings, assembly or a part in very frequent manner, we can able to use this document grouping to open all that assembly and part in a single click, and we can able to switch between them seamlessly. So this will be very much useful when you are work under an urgency. So you can simply create multiple groups of that component. As you see here, I have the assembly and I have a sub-assembly, two sub-assemblies open simultaneously. We can switch between those documents, CAD documents. So copy with mates is a well-known feature that has been used by a lot of users. So that copy with mates has came with the enhancements. Now it supports all the advanced mates in SolidWorks. So existing copy with mates on previous versions only support the standard mates, such as your coincident, perpendicular, such mates like that. Now we can able to use the copy with mates on advanced mates also. Like here, we can able to see, we can use the copy with mates to create slot mates on that particular bolt. So this is a very useful feature that is included in SolidWorks 2025. So the other enhancements are, we can able to include the 3D experience connected attributes in our assembly visualization tab. So assembly visualization tab, for those you are not aware of, is a very useful tool to determine which component consumes or which component takes more time or more space to load. So which component has more mass, we can able to simplify, we can able to see through that. So we also have a subassembly origin control, where we can reuse the existing parent assembly or use the origin of the initially selected component or initially imported assembly, or we can be able to manually select the origin of the subassembly separately. So the recognized component property manager UI is completely revamped. So as you can see, the selections has been made easy. So the assembly mass property performance has also been improved, so that every time that mass calculations won't happen for each and every part, as every part has its own mass calculations. That mass calculations can be obtained from the assembly itself in order to reduce the time. So you can also measure the angular rotations between the coordinate systems if you have multiple coordinate systems, and you can able to uh, see the pattern display state. So you can able to use the display state as pattern sheet. So let's move to drawings. So the new enhancement or the new feature that has been added to drawings is you can reload the existing version of the previous version of the drawing if you don't already don't saved your document. If you did any multiple changes or changes which are not required to your drawings, you can able to simply reload to the previous version of the drawings if the drawing is not saved before. So as you see here, we have the option on your file tab. So you can simply reload to the existing saved version of that particular drawing. So this is a very much useful feature in order to avoid unwanted changes or unintentional changes in your drawings. So the surface finish symbol is now in compliance with ISO 21000 series standards. So we can able to use that while using the surface finish symbol. So as you see here, we have a drop down to choose between the standards. So we can able to simply choose and we can able to use it on our drawings. So now the views can be exported as blocks in order to for a better communication between 2D CAD to 3D CAD. So you can simply save your drawing to DWG or DXF format. While saving, you have the option to save each and every view as a block separately in order for a better interaction with the 2D CAD. So before that, if you want to do this particular operation, you have to go through multiple steps for that. So now that series of operations are simplified into one single step. So you can able to simply create multiple blocks of your existing drawing very easily. So you can able to override your BOM quantity. As we all know, we can able to create override the BOMs. So now we can able to create a detailed cut list on our assembly BOMs, and we can able to choose which of the attributes is to contribute the quantity of that particular cut list components. As we see here, we have a detailed cut list present in the second page of the drawing. So we can determine what should be the quantity. In here, the quantity should be the length of the particular weldment member. So in order to obtain that, we can simply use the calculate quantity using BOM quantity. So we can change that uh, particular quantity attribute from the model itself. As you see here, you can simply edit the cut list and you can choose which attribute has to be the quantity for the bill of materials. So as we see, we use a length as quantity here in this weldment member. So now MBD is a standard add-in across all the Solidworks offerings. So you can use a MBD. So there are enhancements in MBD features as well. So you can able to create a dim expert dimensions from the sketch and feature dimensions itself. We can able to add size and angle dimensions uh, in a better manner. So you can also export to step 242. That export option has new controls. So the new addition to all the Solidworks offering is the NC Shop Floor programmer from the 3D Experience platform. So what this offers you, or what this benefits you, is this has the machining capabilities, and you can also perform nesting of multiple components in your SolidWorks itself. So nesting is a very requested features among customers for a long period of time. Now you can perform your nesting operations on SolidWorks itself using the NC shop floor programmer role. So this role is now a standard offering for all the SolidWorks offerings. So these are all the enhancements that has been included in the drawing. So let's recap. Let's summarize everything. As we know, we have a new Z orientation for our part and assembly documents, where you can use them for better downstream workflows, and we can able to create silhouettes of complex components in large assemblies in order to obtain maximum performance. And we can able to view or visualize the graphical triangle counts for the complex parts, and we can able to fine tune that graphical triangle count for obtaining a better performance using smooth fillets. So smooth variable size fillets has now been enhanced, and we can able to measure the projected area of that particular component using the measure feature in SolidWorks. And you can also auto repair your existing dangling or dimensions which has missing reference in SolidWorks. You can simply repair or you can replace the existing entities for that particular dimension. So in order to better your workflow. So the another additional enhancement that has been added is you can now delete all features or sketches below the rollback bar very easily. So these are all the enhancements that has been happened in the part environment. So in sheet metal environment, sheet metal and weldment environment, now the cut list properties can be copied along multiple cut list items. You can select between all the cut list items or particular cut list items as you wish. So, and then we have bend notch as a new feature in order to create a bend notches for better visual representation. And we can able to differentiate two sides of tabs and slots by creating new groups. We can able to skip instance on tabs and slots, which will help us to create better differentiation between two different sites. So we can also able to create your multi-length edge flanges, avoiding all the multiple additional steps we are using on our existing versions of SolidWorks. So the groove bead has now been added to provide you the better representation of weld between the components. So these are all the enhancements that has been added to the sheet metal and weldments. Now in assemblies, we can able to determine which component has been excessively uh, taking the hit in performance toll. By seeing here, we can able to view the graphical triangles. We can able to open and simplify the particular component as we need. So we can also reduce or increase the intensity of the go circle in speed pack. So this is very much useful when you create a large assembly when you work in large assembly environment. So the LDR has now many enhancements, such as you can able to perform your interference calculations on LDR mode itself. You can able to perform collision detections on LDR mode itself. So now, as similar to the configuration table, the display state table has been now added to your SolidWorks 2025, where you can able to create multiple display states based on your requirements. So if you are creating multiple levels of drawing, this display state table will be very much helpful so that you can show the variations between different states of your assembly or your particular component. So you can also create document groups to work seamlessly between part assembly and drawing. You can able to open group of components in one single click. You can use that option for maximizing your workflow. So in drawings, we can able to reload your existing saved version of the drawing. If the drawing is not saved and you have unintentionally made some changes which are not required in that particular moment, you can able to reload the previously saved drawing very easily. So we can able to use the surface finish symbol, as the surface finish symbol now is in compliance with ISO 21000 series of standards. So we can also able to save the existing drawings as DWG and DXF, as we all know, and we can able to export each and every views as blocks for better communication or interaction with our existing 2D CAD softwares. So MBD is now a standard add-in on all the offerings of SolidWorks. So you can also change the quantities of BOM while using the cut list properties. You can able to simply choose which of the attribute or which of the property should be shown as quantity in that particular Buildment cut list table. You can able to choose that. So this will give you more granular control over your designs. So these are some of our valuable customers. So in each and every vertical, we have different customers. So we are supporting this our customers across multiple verticals for so many years. So why you have to choose EGS? So we have better implementation process. So we can able to provide you with solid training, such as we have 3 levels of trainings, which includes your basic training of SolidWorks and advanced training. And we have better support network and better support team all over the South India. So your design of quality process will be documented. So we are very established organizations. So thank you for your time. If you have any questions, you can share now on chat box. You can connect with us on social media using this QR.